Hey guys, Drifter here. Today I'm showing off a whole bunch of new gameplay from Gauntlet mode in Battlefield 6. In case you didn't hear, this was part of the Battlefield RedSec update and it's completely free to play. You can just install it directly on Steam with no purchase required. But I feel like Gauntlet mode got overshadowed by all the hype of the Battle Royale launch last week. Gauntlet mode is legitimately good and it reminds me of the finals in the best possible way. I would even go so far as to say it's the Battlefield mode that I'm most interested in right now, and I'm really kind of sad that it got so badly overshadowed by its bigger, badder, big brother Battle Royale. So today, we're going to talk quite a bit about Gauntlet mode, and then the back half of this video, we're also going to talk about casual mode, because that's very interesting to me as well, and of course, I'll offer my opinions about both of them along the way. So starting off, Gauntlet mode is the red-headed stepchild of the Battlefield experience, talked about less than multiplayer, less than RedSec, and even though it's in the back part of the video, less than casual mode, which is kind of sad, especially given that it's free to play. So Gauntlet mode is a 32-player game mode with 8 teams of 4 players each. Currently, it's only quads. You can't do solo, duo, or trio unless you just want to be down a person. So if you don't have a full squad, you're a little bit out of luck on this one. In every single round of this mode, your team will compete for a certain placement number that guarantees that you don't get eliminated and that you get to move on to the next round because it's an elimination bracket, much like a tournament. This is very similar to World Tour or to Ranked from the finals, where teams compete against each other in a bracket to move forward until it is one squad versus one squad at the end, and that's pretty much how Gauntlet mode works. You will compete in a multi-team combat arena up until the final round, which is just 4v4 or one squad versus one squad combat. You'll play all of this on Fort Linden and have pretty much everything from multiplayer and from the Battle Royale experience available to you. You'll have your classes, you'll have your guns, your attachments, your weapons, your kits, your specialties, and all the little things that make your Battlefield experience yours. But there is one notable difference, which is that you don't get 2 plates of armor. You only get 1 plate, and it's still a manual loading plate. And I think the idea behind this is that the developers wanted it to operate kind of like a low-value shield. They wanted you to be a little bit beefier than multiplayer, but not quite as beefy as fully armored up in Battle Royale. I don't think they wanted people to get picked and wiped quite that quickly, and the opposite is also true. If they allowed for the double plating from Battle Royale, then the targets would probably be a little bit too healthy for this mode and it would be more difficult to eliminate people. So you only get 1 plate that you can put in, but you do get it. Oh, and you can use vehicles on this map. There are some vehicles available, so engineering classes still have value, and the map is still plenty destructible as well, so engineering value once again. So the neat thing about Gauntlet is that it's different every single time because there are 8 possible game modes that it will cycle through, and you as a player have to be prepared for just about anything because you don't know what the next mode is going to be. But I do want to discuss each individual mode and some of their restrictions, because some modes you can't play first or last just kind of due to their nature of things. So the first mode I want to talk about is Circuit, where consoles are found throughout the map. You have to capture and hold them. This one can happen on any round. It's a pretty standard one. You have to hunt, grab, hold, score. Then there is Contract mode, which is essentially squad deathmatch, where points are granted for revives, but if you achieve a squad wipe, you'll get considerably more points. For whatever reason, Contract is not available for the first round. I'm going to guess because it's too chaotic, but it is available on all other rounds. And to be clear, this isn't team deathmatch with respawns. This is survival of the fittest here. There is a mode called Deadlock, which is probably the one I like the best. I'm the most familiar with because it comes right out of Call of Duty. You're controlling and capturing rotating zones around the map. You can play this first, second, third, or final round. It doesn't matter. It'll kind of pop up randomly. It's kind of somewhere in between Domination or maybe a little bit closer to Hardpoint from Call of Duty, except it's going to be multi-team, so it'll be very chaotic. There's a mode called Decryption, in which you collect a beacon and you hold on to it without being killed, And that's kind of like a multi-team oddball from Halo. Grab the doodad, hold the doodad as long as possible, get your points, don't die. It's available on all modes. There is an extraction mode, which is not extraction shooter, though I did hear a rumor that Battlefield 6 is going to add their own extraction shooter, where there will be 2 consoles that have data to collect, and your team needs to clear the area, grab the data, and extract it via drones. This one is available in every single round except for the last one. You can't do this for the finale. There's a mode that's only available for the finale, which is called Heist. That's where you steal objectives from the enemy bases and return them to your own base. Basically, it's capture the flag with a fancier name. There's a mode called Vendetta, which you cannot play first, but you can play on any other mode. It's basically the same thing as HVT or VIP from other games. It's a lot like the one in Black Ops 6 where one person on your squad is a high-value target, and you have to protect your high-value target while killing as many HVTs as possible. And then finally, there's a mode called Wreckage, where you have to pick up bombs and detonate them at specific locations, which kind of like S&D might be a way to look at it, maybe a little bit like the Halo bomb modes. But the point of me rambling through all of this is that there is quite a lot of variety, and you as a player have to be prepared to be competitive in any one of these 8 modes in any order and survive and outplace the other teams in this tournament. If you score too low, you get knocked out and do not continue. But if you score high enough, then yes, of course, you get to continue and move on to the final round. I think that this is a fantastic mode that adds a tremendous amount of variety to the Battlefield 6 experience. To be honest with you, I think I would rather play Gauntlet than just about any other mode in this game, but that may be because I'm shamelessly addicted to the finals even still, and anything that's close to that just kind of gets me going. In a certain sense, I'm forcing myself to do Battlefield and Arc Raiders right now just because they're popular and you want to seize that moment, but as soon as they're not popular, I'm going to be back on with my main girl, the finals. However, Gauntlet mode isn't the only topic that I wanted to talk about today. I also wanted to express some positive opinions about casual mode. In case you haven't heard, DICE added a brand new casual mode to Battlefield 6 that includes less human players and more bots. Some people in the community say this is a compromise since they shut down the XP farming servers. Other people say that it's a compromise to protect the lowest bracket that SBMM protects in Call of Duty. And yet other people still say it's a godsend because they don't have to grind Battlefield all day to be competitive. But either way, let's go over some brief details about casual mode in case you want to play it. So they're doing smaller player teams of 16 real players, or 8 per team, so it's technically 8v8. And then there are 32 bot teammates, or 16 bot teammates per game, so approximately a 1-to-2 ratio, or 30% of the players being human and the rest being bots. You do earn progression from this. I believe it's casual breakthrough mode only. As of right now, it's breakthrough mode, but they might add more things. So as you play breakthrough like you normally would, you're going to earn your career XP, your battle pass XP, you can complete your challenges, you can earn your weapon XP and unlocks and things like that. It does say that they balanced XP in this one, in that you get full experience from real player actions like capturing flags and I suppose killing people, but reduced experience from bot actions. So I suppose just killing the bots and never engaging with real people is not as valuable. And as for the maps, they've only added Siege of Cairo and Empire State for now, but more are coming. Important to note, in casual mode, you can't get dog tags and accolades, and it won't update your career stats, so you can't farm god tier stats from the mode. So basically it's a mode with mostly bots, but some real players, otherwise the full Battlefield game, and it rewards you for full experience, except for killing the bots, which only gives partial experience. Overall, I think that this is a fantastic addition to Battlefield 6. The game is certainly big enough to be in the public zeitgeist in such a way that even casual non-FPS players will certainly want to try out casual mode. And this gives them a place to play and get a Battlefield experience without getting smashed by all the sweats coming in from other games. It's also a blessing for people like myself who are disabled and struggle to play for long periods of time. It means once again I can get the Battlefield experience and do the Battlefield things and unlock some stuff without having to sweat to the absolute maximum. I think a lot of people that have jobs or children or other real-life adult responsibilities probably feel the same. And I also agree that it is indeed a nice place to catch new players that maybe don't have a clue what's going on and would like to learn in a safe environment. And I'm not talking about that low skill-based matchmaking bracket of truly new players, but rather just people that are new to the Battlefield franchise and want to learn how this game works without having to let real squad mates down. It's also just not a terrible place to level your weapons for attachments or test out new loadouts in a low-risk environment. So for the first time at the end of one of these videos, there's no major health updates for me. Everything is pretty much the same as it was before, which isn't exactly great, but I'm dealing with it as best I can, and content is still flowing here. I do have some positive updates on those additional channels that we launched last week. The media channel is doing incredibly well, so incredibly well that it's about to be organically monetizable in less than a week, which is awesome. I'm super happy about that because I figured that would be more of an uphill battle and that the science channel would be the easy one that pops off, but I'll take any win that I can get. As of recording this, the science channel is, as of yet, not fully unlocked, and the first bit of content on it is also not ready, even though the scripts are done and the plan is in place. The flood is yet to begin, so I'll probably give that a more serious shout out next week when, God willing, all the content is ready to start flowing. Also, speaking of deities, please say a prayer for me to whatever God you believe in, because I'm down bad in health but trying to triple my workload by launching 2 new channels. That's brilliant life management stuff, I know, but you can't cheat death while you're digging your own grave, so I had to find something new and mentally stimulating to work on. Guys, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something useful. If you did, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Drifter out.